Two things: be the most coachable person in the room, in every room you walk into. That's really important. And then seek mentorship and never stop. To this day, I invest more than my annual salary in personal development. I do not stop working on myself. And the only way to do that is to take advice from people who have been and succeeded where it is that I want to go next. And so always seeking mentorship.
Being born means that you are enough. Remember that. Life is a miracle. Don't take it for granted. You are enough.
If you had to tell your younger self something, listen to your dad's financial advice.
Good morning. Chilly Louisville. I live in Florida now and I didn't bring a coat. It's cold here. It's great to see everybody. Thanks again, Naylor. I remember when Naylor would tell me these ideas he has, and look and behold, Naylor, a full room. Super cool. Give it up for our host, Naylor Taliaferro. So Naylor said you can interview anybody you want. I said, I want to interview JP. Naylor's like, I got the first pick in the draft. So Naylor got to interview JP. So I want to interview my friend Tony, and I'm going to tell you why. This is Tony Rudolph, everybody.
How you doing?
Woo. So Tony he's been in the lawn business his whole life. His father had a lawn business, and he'll share a little bit of his story in a moment. But what intrigues me about you is you're 100% debt-free. So your mortgage, you don't have one. I've been to Tony's beautiful home in Lake Oconee, and it's paid for. You got a nice Roth IRA.
Yes, sir.
All your lawn care equipment's paid off.
Yes, sir.
And you got peace in your heart.
Absolutely.
So, hey. So I thought Tony was a realistic example because Mark Bradley and JP, they're like superstars. And if you're just starting out, actually, let's do this. If you're between year 1 and 3, I want you to stand up. If you're in year 1 and 3, stand up if you're in year 1 and 3. I got a gift for you. Well, I don't got a gift for you. Juggernaut, come on up here. Juggernaut's making that YouTube money. Come on up. What do you want to give away today?
All right, so one of you guys between year 1 and 3, I'm sorry, 5 of you guys, I'm going to go ahead and give you $100. I'm going to buy you a steak dinner. Congratulations on making it as far as you did. And I'm going to give away...
Let's pick him right there. Josh, come on up. Can I pick him up?
Yeah, you pick him.
Stand up next to Juggernaut. Keep talking, it's the podcast, Juggernaut.
All right, my bad. All right, so I got another $1,000 to give away. I'm going to be at the Toro booth between 2 to 4. I'm going to give $1,000 to somebody. So make sure you show up.
All right. Thank you, Juggernaut. Now let's see the money. JP don't carry cash, but Juggernaut does. Those are $100 bills.
I collected this over the last 5 weeks.
Amen. All right. Let's give it up. Give him a round of applause. New entrepreneur. Don't spend that at the casino, Josh. All right. Rick. Everyone give it up for Rick. Brett. Congratulations. What's your name? Ian, congratulations. And what's your name? Michael. All right, $100. Thank you. Thank you, Juggernaut. All righty. I was going to give you guys not cash, but I was going to bring my books, but we had Hurricane Milton, and so that didn't happen. But I'll be giving away an audiobook for free at the end if you guys want to listen to my audiobook for free, narrated by Mr. Producer. You want to pull that up? Yeah. Thank you. You can scan the QR code there. When I get back to the Sunshine State, I'll email you a code where you can get the free audiobook listen on Audible for free. Again, I wanted to give you the paperback, but because of Hurricane Milton, the Amazon guys weren't working. We didn't have gas. So there you go. Did I cover all the opening ceremony there, rookie? You want to thank Jamie? Oh, yeah. Thank you to Relco, which is formerly known as Kohler. Is Jamie in the back there? It's her birthday on Saturday. Let's sing her happy birthday really quick. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
To you.
Happy
Birthday, dear Jamie. Happy birthday to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Craig. I forget our friend from Italy, but he looks super cool and stylish.
Thank you to Evan and the team in the back with Equip. Thank you very much. Awesome show here.
All right, we're going to get to your questions in just a moment because Caleb skipped you. He didn't, you didn't ask one question. It's interactive Q&A. Don't worry, I'll ask you. I'll let Payjack get one queued up. But Tony, go ahead and share your story of how you started a lawn business and paid off your home. You know, you're investing in your Roth IRA. You have a beautiful wife here, 2 kids, Willow and River. Tell us the story.
Yeah, so I was born in 91. My dad started in 86. Mowed our front lawn with his Toro 44 Pro line. I was 8 years old, and just any kind of pattern, any kind of way. And starting as a kid, me and my brother, I remember one summer, we had watered plant material for my dad's landscape projects at our house for the whole summer. And then at the end of the summer, we spent all that money on TY Beanie Babies. That was my first financial mistake, right there. So, didn't really like the business as a kid growing up, but somewhere around teenager age, working with my dad's crew, I really started to like the business, especially the maintenance part of it. Learn how to edge with the trimmer and doing these things. I really enjoyed it. And so that's when I really started to enjoy the business. And then when I started my company, 2012, that's when I started to learn about the lawn care community, just like all of us here when I started digging online. And so that opened up my whole mind and my whole mindset. I always thought as a kid that we're a weird landscaping family, and so I would kind of keep that on the DL that we had a lawn care in landscape business, But I didn't know all this, existed. You know what I'm saying? And so what an amazing thing to start learning about the online community and to come to an event like this where 30,000 people, we're all going kind of in the same direction. That's amazing. Fast forward a few years, our church hosted a Financial Peace University, Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University. I took that class, and just when I seen all the numbers break down of what you could do with what you have and what you make on a daily basis and what that could turn into, my life was forever changed. Just like all young couples, we start to build our credit, to buy a house, and I had little payments on trucks and mowers and things. But looking back, I could have kept that walk-behind mower a couple more years that I bought when I started. And so I would have done things a little different. And always, any of you guys out there, feel free to ask me questions, even simple things or even questions that you think would be silly to ask me. I'm cool with that. So we take that course and we just started going on the journey, step by step. I'm not a super smart guy, but I just know how to follow a plan. And so that's all I've done. I just followed the plan, start investing, as when it was in the right step to do so, and just started writing down our debts and working hard. And in the last couple of years, we kind of finished the final destination to have our home mortgage paid off, and so that was a huge blessing. And so last year and this year is really fun to come to the expo because I have no real bills or obligations. Obviously I have obligations, but I guess like you're saying, in my heart, I don't feel like, I don't know what's going to happen, next month or that kind of thing, like financially. And so that is a huge, huge blessing. Go ahead. I can tell you had a question.
Yeah, it's more of a statement, and we're not going to do a raise of hands. As Naylor says, this is a safe place. But I think if we're honest across the room, there's a lot of people who are stressed out about money, and you're not, because you don't have a mortgage. All you got to worry about is, maybe taking your wife out to dinner Friday night, but you have the money to do that. So share that story, because I know you as a friend, you are very intentional with, we're going to live frugal. We're going to take the money we're earning in our lawn business, and you just start chunking it at the mortgage until now you're 100% debt free. So share a little bit about the sacrifice that it took to become debt free.
Yeah, it's not going to magically happen. It took a lot of sacrifice. It took changing my mindset, of how I seen things, and even just my day-to-day life. Like, am I packing a lunch with me? Am I stopping to get lunch? Well, certainly during that time, I'm not going to get lunch. I really don't like to waste time and stop getting lunch anyway. But anyway, little sacrifices like that they really, really compound over time. You know, if you think about a few dollars a day, well, if you add that up months and years, like it just little things like that really make a huge difference, you know. And you know, we're at Equip Expo, and this whole thing is kind of about shiny equipment. And I want all of us to have shiny equipment, and I think we should. I think our business each year, we need to figure out how can we make it a little bit better each year. And so as we go through, I just want us to buy it from a place of a firm foundation. And so so that way it's a blessing. You know, the mowers that I have, the truck that I have, the business I have is a blessing. You know, there's no bad part, you know, tied to it at all, you know. And so, but the sacrifice was big. It was big, especially for a couple of years, and it just kind of depends on how hardcore do you want to go. Just the more you sacrifice, obviously the quicker you can do it, right? So we chose to do for a couple of years some big sacrifices and just work weekends. And, you know, I kind of, you know, I wish I had started the journey even years earlier, but I'm like, well, we can do it. We can do it now. You know, if we buckle down and if we take the necessary steps, we could make this work. And so over the last, you know, this was just in the last 2 or 3 years, really hammered down like, hey, we can do this. And then, and I just decided I wasn't going to borrow money anymore. And
That's huge. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you take that option off the table, then you just have to work with what's left after that. And having our, you know, our financial investor that's tied with Dave Ramsey, I just did it just like he says, and he's also 100% debt free, has no mortgage payment or anything like that. So the advice that he would give me was extremely solid advice. And so many other people, it's not hard to find people that, you know, live this lifestyle, just like Andy Mulder. Like so many people have done it this way. So it's becoming more and more common because the freedom is so good. I think it's just kind of, it's spreading, you know.
I absolutely love it. All right, Payjack, let's cue up the first question. And I have some slides up here in the new book that I wanted to gift you. Again, I live in Florida and we had a hurricane, but How to Build a Thriving Lawn Care Business. I walk through the 3 stages. When you start off, you're in this survival mode. You're just doing everything. And then secondly, you go into this growth mode, call it growth mode, Greg. And then the third mode is when you're thriving, when you have profit, when you have margin, when you have... Tony's not just successful in a lawn care business, his wife likes him. His wife's there, right? Wave to everyone. They're happily married. I've been to their home. Their home has peace in it. They have 2 children. You play the drums at your church. Like Tony's got a successful life. And so all of the areas of our life should be prosperous, including our business, so that the other areas can be successful. JP, can you come up here too, please? This is my show, Naylor. I want all hands on deck. All right, you can ask any of us a question. Go ahead, Payjack. We're going to do Q&A.
What about Mark?
Oh, Mark, I didn't see him. Come on up, Mark. I didn't see him there. I thought he left. Please, come on up.
We'll get all cozy.
Yeah, because
squeeze in.
Caleb didn't do Q&A. Get up here, Mark. Mark, come on up. All right, Payjack, first question. Apologize, Mark. I didn't see you out
At your
there.
1 o'clock over here. Come here.
All right, go ahead.
Good morning. I'm Cliff from Alabama. Paul, I'm a fan. My question is to any other guys, what would you tell your younger self?
And what we'll do is we'll do rapid fire. So I'll start and then we'll just work down. I would tell my younger self, I didn't start honoring the Lord with my life until I was older in life. So I would have started making decisions that honored God, you know, earlier in life. So that's.
Just be patient and ask good advice. Come to events like this.
What Mark said about people, like earlier on, just hardcore invest in people, find the people, train the people, work through people. So much of what we do early on, we take it on ourselves, and really the whole game of business is about building people, and then they build the company. So everything he said, just kind of take that to heart and go with it.
In addition to that, no, not at all. I think I took it from you too. So, mentorship would be the other. So 2 things: be the most coachable person in the room, in every room you walk into. That's really important. And then seek mentorship, and never stop. To this day, I invest more than my annual salary in personal development. I do not stop working on myself. And the only way to do that is to take advice from people who have been and succeeded where it is that I want to go next. And so always seeking mentorship. I think that is the best piece of advice that I could give anybody.
Rookie?
I would just like to say that being born means that you are enough. Remember that. Life is a miracle. Don't take it for granted. You are enough.
And again, if you had to tell your younger self something, listen to your dad's financial advice. That would have been mine. So. I listened to everything else with dad, but I was too smart to listen to him.
Is Nick Bartolo in the room, the wealth advisor? He said he was coming. I don't see him. He was on my podcast yesterday. He said that the eighth wonder of the world, or maybe he said Albert Einstein said the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. So, going back to your story, Tony, what's it been like to, put that $7,000 in your Roth IRA? It's starting to just compound.
It's kind of, especially when I was first getting started, it's hard to, like for me and my wife, it's hard to put that money, that chunk of money in there every month, and you're not going to see results from this for the next lot of years. You're 55 and a half, before you pull it out. So, and obviously all these things kind of change slightly, but yeah, so it is hard at first, but for me, what we've done is we have it set up on automatic draft, and so it just does it. Not that that makes it any easier, but I think all this kind of comes together. If you have all kinds of payments and money flying out everywhere, well, then it's going to be hard to have your investment on your automatic draft, right? But so and I do the same even with my tithing and all kind of things with like sponsored children. We have the whole thing. So. So I think, yes, it was hard, but you will get used to it. It's just hard just for a little bit. As you see the account grow, it's like, oh, this is great. I want to put more in there, you know what I mean? Because money that I spent on a truck or whatever else, that's sort of wasted. It's going backwards, but this money's going forward every day. And so these, Roth IRA, so it doesn't help you like any tax-wise like beforehand, but when you pull it out when you're not old, but when you're eligible age, it's tax-free at that point. So it's hard at first, but you will get used to it. Just contact people that are already doing it, and they'll help you to feel more comfortable with it.
Amen. Brittany Auman, I know you got the Roth IRA. Payjack, cue up the next question. And I've been at the John Deere booth all show. I'm going to continue to be there the rest of the show. I interviewed a wealth advisor yesterday. That episode is going to come out next week. It's absolutely fire. Next question.
Hey, I'm Josh from Peculiar, Missouri, and I wanted to ask you guys, what's your favorite thing about the lawn care industry? And I also wanted to ask tips to grow a YouTube channel.
We might have to call on Juggernaut for that. All right, we'll do what you love about the lawn care industry and tips to grow the YouTube channel. That's two different questions, but we'll do rapid fire again real quick. What I love about this industry is the people. So some of my best friends are in this room. Many of my best friends are in this room. This industry has hardworking people with integrity, people with character. I love the people, and I don't have a big enough YouTube channel to mention on that, so I'll pass on that.
Yeah, I almost have the same answer as him. I feel like the men and women in our industry are just amazing in general. Like even locally, obviously here and online and stuff like that, but even locally, like if I see another lawn guy, he'll just come up and talk to me. Hey man, blah, blah, blah. And some of the coolest people I've ever met in my life, are lawn and landscape people. I mean, that's just my experience. It's just what I've experienced, And I've been around lots of different kind of people. And yeah, talk to Juggernaut about growth tips.
I'm going to sound like I'm just repeating you guys. I've been in lots of different circles in life, and I do not like fake, and I do not like showy. And in this industry, there's a lot of people that every day wake up and do the work and work really hard. And I love people that put their head down and go and build things and work really hard. I think it was like salt of the earth. That's how we built this country. And that's what you find inside this industry, and I love it. They're my people.
What'd you learn building Lawn Care Millionaire YouTube back in the day? 5 for 50 now.
I didn't learn the lessons I needed to learn because it was just this little bitty thing I did, and I did it at a time that YouTube was easy. So now I have this thing called 5 for 50. I'm about to learn a lot of lessons. I'm trying to figure it out, so I don't think I'm the guy to give advice right now. My strategy right now is just give exceptionally honest, quality information that actually works, and that's not good enough these days to build social media, but that is, to me, foundational. That's where I start. Now I need to learn all the stuff to go actually turn this into something. So,
yeah, I think more of the same probably here. Just people. I think everybody likes a comeback story, and I think this industry is chock full of them. I think most of us start with pretty humble beginnings. My first few months in business, I remember rolling pennies to buy Christmas gifts, and I have seen that play out many, many times over the years with my employees and with the customers that I serve today at LMN. I hear these stories every day, and that fuels me. I think just hearing people's stories about growth as individuals and turning their lives around in different ways has just always motivated me. And what I do today with speaking and traveling around, working with contractors is, I say this to every contractor I speak to, it's not about you, it's not about your employees, it's actually about the kids of those employees. And I think, last year I think we managed 300,000 employees on the LMN platform. That's a lot of kids. And if we can help other people help themselves and create a better life, that's awfully exciting. So many people in this industry have done that for me and with me. That's what fuels me. That's what I enjoy about the industry, and that's why I'll never leave this industry.
Love it. Naylor, what do you like about the industry, and what have you learned about content?
Thank you, Paul, for the refresher. So what?
Excellence in broadcasting,
Yeah,
rookie.
there you go. What I love about this industry is 10 years ago, when I started this industry, I didn't know this industry existed. I was a homeowner that just loved lawn care and kind of figured that out. But I discovered this industry at the worst time of my life in hopes to have a plan to better my life. And now, because of all of you, this is the best time of my life. So I just want to thank you all. And as far as YouTube, I'll give you one of the best pieces of advice that Kevin will give you, that all of our friends, peers, and mentors have given all of us over the years. Not that I'm the juggernaut or anything, but consistency, right, Kevin? Consistency. You have to put out consistent content in order for you to be found and grow. So consistency, like don't get caught up in the weeds of all the different things that you can do with YouTube. Like, start putting the content out first and figure it out as you go along, and you'll start to know what's getting views, comments, likes, all that on any platform. It's all about consistency. I mean, in life in general, let's be honest, so.
I don't know anything about YouTube, even though we have a channel. So the one thing I know about that would be to grow a YouTube channel. If you're on stage with a microphone in front of a bunch of people, you would say, go like and subscribe at Auman Landscape YouTube, at Auman Landscape on YouTube. That's the best I got for you. So you better hoist a mic here. So other than that, I don't know. Consistency is what I've always heard, but I have no clue what the algorithm's doing. What I love about the green industry, and what always drew it to me at first, was I wanted to be in landscape contracting, landscape construction. And it was my chance to have my own construction business. And you get out in the dirt, and you got your machines out, you're digging, you're building functional landscapes and things that are cool, and retaining walls, and the horticultural aspect of it, and how the crazy amount of skills we have to have as professionals in this industry. We've got to know a little bit about plumbing, a little bit about soils and base compaction, and equipment. We got to be freaking mechanics. We got to understand, once we get past the point of being an accountant, we got to then become a business person to know, okay, I don't know this. We need to hire other people out. So I'm in love with the dirt. I love building stuff, and that's what I always have loved about this industry. And then now I love building the business around it. So that's what I love about the green industry.
Awesome. We got time for one more question. And Payjack, this is the final question, Payjack. So real quick, what I'll say I love about this industry too is I've been to Tony's house. I've been to JP's house. Mark, I haven't been to your house yet, but I hope one day. Naylor, I've been to your house. Caleb, I've been to your house. Like, these guys are my friends. They've invited me into their homes, other than Mark, but No, but what I'm saying is these relationships are real. Like, these are my friends. I love this industry. Last question, rapid fire answers.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for everything that you guys do. My name is Ricky Rodriguez. I'm stationed out in Central Florida. And my question is, and it's sort of a loaded question. I think there's probably...
We got to make it quick, Ricky.
Yeah.
Last
It's sort
question.
of a loaded question. I think only one person might be able to answer, and I would love to hear everybody's opinion on it. But where is your mindset growing right now as you're growing in your entrepreneur journey, right? Because as I've been talking to a lot of people, I've noticed that there's been a lot of repetition and answers on growing in certain aspects of like the questions that I'm hearing here, right? But I know that sometimes there isn't time to share a certain thing in our mind that we're growing in, that's actually expanded our mind to newer and grander horizons. Mark, when you were speaking, that's what inspired my question. So I guess you can answer it. Where has your mind opened in your journey in entrepreneurship that you haven't been able to share, that people might be missing the mark, that is a whole nother level?
I think Paul may have already touched on it, and I didn't say it explicitly. They always say not to talk much about religion and politics, but I'll say this. As I've reached the financial success that I've reached, there becomes a different purpose in life. I think sometimes we chase money, but I've really come to realize that I am just one with God, and it's my job to serve others, and that's really where I focus.
I think that's a mic drop right there. I have a commitment at the John Deere booth immediately after this, so I'd love to talk to you, meet you, shake your hand, but we'll have to do that in the John Deere booth. And thanks again to Evan Cox. Everyone give it up to Evan for making this event possible. And everybody, I keep trying to make sure I say the name right. Relco, everyone give it up to our sponsor, Relco. We're gonna hear from Craig and Jamie in a moment. So without further ado, I'm gonna pass it back over to Naylor.
Yes, guys, so real quick, if anyone doesn't have a raffle ticket, raise their hand. Oh boy, all right. So as we're getting the last few raffle tickets out, let me just go over a couple final announcements. Don't forget about the rally, the YouTube rally at the Yum Center tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. Hopefully we will all be there. It's just like this, but instead of sitting, we'll be standing, talking, hanging out. You won't just be listening. It's a huge networking meetup that started 10 years ago. And we've just been continuing it year after year. It gets better and better, bigger and bigger. So at the Yum Center, all the way top floor, third floor, special VIP room, just like last year. So go ahead and stop by at 6 o'clock, and then you can go check out the concert afterwards because Trace Atkins is going to be there. Also, Pod Row, new to Equip this year. We've been doing it for a few years now at different trade shows. Pod Row is all the way down the West Wing. So if you haven't been to the West Wing, check it out. There's a lot of great stuff this year at the West Wing, including Pod Row. We're in the lobby right outside the main entrance of Pod Row. We're not actually, of the West Wing. We're not actually in the West Wing. We're at the entrance. So come check us out, jump on a podcast, or maybe see who we're interviewing, someone from a brand, or Jonathan or Mark, or anyone that you might want to talk further with or listen to will be at Pod Row. And without further ado, hey, Craig, do you mind coming up here and giving us a little down low on the new rebranding for Kohler?